if you look at an ecosystem, what we say, like the biggest subsidy that Google has got is the internet. If internet did not exist, Google would not have existed. The question is, how do we create the ecosystem in the energy access and the efficiency area today, right? Which is absolutely missing. A simple thing, like today, people are working in the areas of the 600 million people is we deal with the efficiencies, right? Because a rice mill is inefficiently powered, the motors are inefficient, or a sewing machine or a silk weaving machine, the blame goes on solar, not on the inefficiency of the machine. Nobody actually works on a high efficient sewing machine or a high efficient rice mill, because that's not sexy enough, right? That will not get an extra paper to be published, nor people perceive it, it's not a real market. And you go to anybody. So, and on the other hand, also people, and we are because we have education, people from the education sector, and here is, even if you had designed a high efficient sewing machine, right? Instead of doing 2 shirts a day, somebody does 8 shirts a day. We all clap and say, boss, high efficient, but nobody thinks, where is the market to sell the extra 6 shirts? It's the whole ecosystem that needs to be taught to students to look at a problem. Like, we all need to change ourselves into anthropologists rather than I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm an electrical engineer, I'm this engineer. And I think, with the crowd here, sir, and you from the Terry University, how are you looking at, because Terry has been looking at from 3 decades plus. We've been looking at this out, but still, we've not moved the needle, right? How are you seeing, you get a lot of youngsters in Delhi, and with the education sector here, how are you motivating them to look at the problem in a holistic manner rather than just unilaterally?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. This is an extremely important issue, and Terry, being a research institute, couldn't have done it by itself. And so the thought came that let's create a university where you could actually catch these youngsters and mold them in a different way. And the different way which I'm talking about is that we forget about, I'm an engineer or I'm an anthropologist. Can I be a problem solver? So can I actually have a systemic approach to a problem rather than being monodisciplinary and looking at it from one perspective? And I think most of us tend to do that. I'm an engineer, I will always tend to pick up my screwdriver and say, let me see what I can do, without realizing that I could actually cause more of damage to not just that machine, but the ecosystem, as he said. Now, what's necessary is to create youngsters who could actually look at a problem from all perspectives. Let me give you a simple example. This may be not related to energy efficiency, but when we were focusing on cleaning up the Ganga, crores have been spent on it. Crores have been spent on trying to find technological solutions and all sorts of solutions, until you realize that actually one important element missing is the religious aspect. No religious leader or no religious person has ever been involved in trying to help in the solution. So it's not one kind of approach that you can find towards solving a problem. Now, let me also take a little diversion from this. There's a need for, I think, changing the attitudes and the mindsets across the board. We keep talking about all these things. How many of us sitting here have actually changed all the bulbs in our house to LED bulbs? I can have a bet there'll be very few of us who have actually changed all our bulbs. And it's not that you can't afford it. It's not that you can't afford it. It is more to do with, chalega, how much difference does it make? 10 rupees? I can pay that 10 rupees. Now, if we can change that mindset of people, that it's required not just for the sake of saving those 10 rupees, but it's 10 rupees into a billion.
But it's also, sir, isn't it, I know we're digressing a little bit but I want to get in the concept of inclusivity in this innovation, because that's what has been a little bit of in my own organization, right? I mean, I have colleagues who don't know the difference between IIT and ITI, and and practically a brilliant Hindi speakers and Kannada speakers. Just because we force them to learn English, we make them feel inferior. But how do we actually make, I mean, we have these two, I'm from IIT Kharagpur and my professors really shouted at me that I don't take interns from IIT Kharagpur, etc., was lot of emotions, and that I got 2 kids from IIT Kharagpur to work on a thresher, farmer, high efficient thresher banana farmers ke liye. They designed something and gave it to this in a local village to a local welder. Raat ko deke chala gaya, bol kal tak taiyar karke aa jao, and then did a really shoddy job and went. Mera signature chahiye tha unka 2 months mein, right?
Couple of thoughts. One is that at an appropriate time we can involve the audience.
Right, sure.
One thought inclusion is that the one angle that you're talking is the linguistic angle.
Yes.
There's inclusion of all kinds. There's a caste here.
Yeah, everything. I'm right. Yeah, linguistic, caste, religion, everything I'm talking about. Right. I'm everything I'm talking. I'm also, this welder doesn't mean non-English. My question is, isko de diya. Same, I had 2 Oxford guys came in. When they designed the same thing, they actually made the welder as a partner of the project.